Depending on when you're watching this, the 2025 Vermont legislative session may or may not be wrapped up, and as usual, there's a lot to discuss. I'm sitting down today with Senator Ann Watson of Washington District and Representative Monique Priestley of Orange 2 District to get all the latest details and to learn what we can possibly expect next session. Senator Watson serves on the Senate Committee on Government Operations and is vice chair of the Senate Committee on Natural Resources and Energy. Representative Priestley serves as clerk of the House Committee on Commerce and Economic Development, and I'm looking forward to connecting with them both. This is Vermont's Voice. Senator Watson, Representative Priestley, thank you so much for being here this morning and welcome to Vermont's Voice.
Yeah, thanks for having us. Yeah, so excited to be here.
I'm so excited to have you here. I think this is going to be a great conversation and really important for our listeners. So excited to just dig right in. Now, today is June 11th, and I'm curious, is the legislative session still happening?
Yeah, weirdly, yes. Normally we would have been done by now.
Mother's Day.
Yeah, right.
Weeks ago.
Yeah, weeks ago.
Okay.
Yeah, but we've wrapped up the vast majority of our business, but we are still waiting for
A little thing.
the education bill.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
A little bit.
as of today, I believe the conference committee is meeting, and so we'll see what they come up with.
And back on Monday.
So it could be wrapping up shortly, is what I'm hearing. Okay, but no way to know for sure.
True.
Wow. Okay. So what's the energy like then among House and Senate members? Are you just ready to be done and have time away from the State House?
Yeah, it's weird. It feels like we're kind of in this limbo. The people that I talk to are like, oh yeah, mentally, we're done.
Yeah.
But we know we've got this one more thing to go, and so I do think people are. They would like to be done. They would like for it to wrap up. But we're gonna be back at it soon, so we'll see.
Right.
Yeah, I feel like the energy on the last day, at least in the house, was just like chaos of like, are we ever going to be done? Mixed with like, let's hurry up. Mixed with like, what do we do? So it was like the energy on the Friday that we like broke for a little bit was wild. So I actually think it's probably healthy that we had like a 2-week break.
Yeah.
Going into Monday.
Yeah. That's fair.
Yeah.
It's like the last day of school, right? You're just ready for summer break.
Totally.
Right.
So
That last day we stayed really late.
So late. Yeah.
I don't even remember actually
It's like
what
almost
time.
midnight.
Yeah, it was almost midnight. And it was not sure. We were not sure if we were gonna be, voting on something. And so we were like, oh gosh, okay, what's happening? And so there was a kind of exhaustion
Totally.
towards the end.
Yeah.
Just gratitude for getting out of there.
yeah, I bet. Did you have adequate time for coffee and snack breaks, or just powering through?
So much snack breaks and
Yeah,
coffee
there
and
was
chaos.
yes, that's true.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're satiated.
I feel like every committee had like bags of like Reese's cups and popcorn and just all of the candy and all of the things none of us would ever eat on a regular basis.
Yeah.
Just like swamped all over our committee desks. Yeah. It was not healthy.
Whatever it takes to get through, though, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's so funny. Well, I'm looking forward to hearing when this is officially wrapped up for you both because it's been a minute. So
Yes.
that's exciting. But while your job as legislators do not come to an end with adjournment, you will have, again, this time away from the State House, which very exciting. And I'm wondering how you plan to spend that time in the coming months. Do you know?
Oh yeah, I know.
You know?
Oh yeah, for sure. So for the summer, my hope anyways is to spend as much time as possible in my garden. Yes. Super big fan. Got a lot of things growing right now, which is super exciting. But then at the end of August, I will be getting back in the classroom, teaching science and math.
And exciting.
Yeah,
Okay.
psyched.
So you'll be busy.
Yeah.
What are you currently gardening?
Oh gosh. All right, so I've got a lot of pole beans. Yep, those are good. Got tomatoes. We've got some pumpkins. Got some squash. Even a couple watermelons.
Ooh.
We'll see. I've never grown watermelons before, so we'll
Okay.
try. Yeah.
Exciting stuff.
Yeah. Right.
I love it. What about you, Representative?
I do not have a green thumb, sadly.
That's okay.
But hiking and swimming and paddleboarding, personally. I have a lot of conferences to go to. I'm kind of speaking a lot about privacy stuff. And then I'm planning on doing like a town hall series throughout the state, trying to engage everyday people and small businesses on privacy and why it's important. Yeah.
Wow,
That's so good.
Yeah.
So you're both going to be.
I need a job. So I'm also working on the job thing. It's legislature only pays 15,000 people, $15,000 people.
No, it's so true. It's so true.
Yeah.
It's not enough.
So
It's not enough.
Also, I should mention, also looking for like summertime work.
Yeah.
Yes. Because of that.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so anyone who's hiring.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Put in a little.
Hire your local legislator.
So sad.
So sad.
It's so true.
So true.
Yeah.
All right.
Canvas for us.
That's true.
That's true.
Yeah. So that canvas.
Okay.
That's good to know. You feel like door knocking.
Yeah.
All right. Well, as is the case with every legislative session, there are some wins and there are some losses, right? And I think we'll start with losses so we can end on a high note. But are there any bills that you were, feeling particularly excited about that didn't quite cross the finish line, or bills that were maybe watered down a bit? Anything to share on that front?
I can share.
Yeah, go for it.
So we stalled the comprehensive data privacy bill, mainly because of industry lobbying efforts in the building, which are intense both in our state house, but also state houses across the country. So we're also like kind of coordinating with other states who are seeing and experiencing the same thing. And then another one was Daniel's Law, which was protections of home addresses and phone numbers and personal information of judges and cops and crisis workers who are often targeted for retaliation in kind of like heightened situations. So both of those were like sad to stall, especially in the climate of 2025 federal government, where everybody's dumping all of our personal data into, and then using AI tools to decide, make decisions on our lives. But like I said, working this summer and then coming back at it in January.
Okay.
Yeah, so I've got a couple bills that hopeful will pass at some point. So we did work a lot in Senate Natural Resources and Energy on a bill to reduce the amount of salt that's going onto our roads. People may not realize that the level of salt contamination that's going into our waterways is increasing, and we're starting to see detrimental impacts on aquatic biota all across the state. Pretty much every body of water is seeing increasing salt levels. So we have this voluntary program that commercial salt applicators could participate in to learn about best management practices and then get some level of liability relief for slip and fall accidents, right? Because there's this pressure to oversalt in areas in the name of safety. So if we can say this is the level that you need to salt at, and anything beyond that is unnecessary, and if you're following best management practices, then you get that liability or some level of liability relief. So this is modeled after a program that New Hampshire has, and it took a long time. Like it was a big bill. It was actually a bill that had been introduced last biennium, so anyway, happy to have taken that up, and it was just taking a little bit more time. That's okay. Also, another thing that we were hoping to get to this session was the successor program to virtual group net metering. That was something that ended as a part of the renewable energy standard last year, which I think overall was really excellent. Like it was a really good bill that we passed. And so part of the deal there was to end virtual group net metering, which meant that, people could buy into a share or a part of a solar array and count that towards their electric bill. And so we all acknowledge the need for something that would allow people access who otherwise don't have great access to, to solar, either on their own property or, may not have the means to do that on their own. And so We did start working on that a little bit this last session. Didn't end up putting something together in time. So hopefully next year.
Yeah. I mean, they all seem like very valiant, important efforts, and I'm glad to hear that the fight is not over in any scenario, right? Like you say, it's just taking a little more time, and that's okay.
Right.
So we're maintaining hope.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Good.
Yeah.
All right. And alternatively, what did we win on this session? Were there any wins?
I'd say there were some wins.
There were definitely
Yeah, for sure. Well, so one of the things that particularly, so I'm the chair of Senate Natural Resources and Energy, so I'm most excited, of course, about like some of the wins that we had in that world. And one of the things that we did was working on protecting our turtles and snakes and the frog population. So that was a big deal. So there's actually like an invasive turtle that is a common pet. So just in case you don't know, don't release your turtles as pets into the wild. They don't belong in the wild, right?
I did not know that.
Yes, right. So you need to keep your turtles.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. So that
note to self.
right. Don't do that. And then, but then we also did some work on working on runoff from farms, working on the jurisdiction there, so that hopefully we end up with less phosphorus going into Lake Champlain, as well as getting homeowners more or access to some better financial resources to address stormwater runoff on their own properties, particularly that are subject to something called the 3-acre rule. So if you have 3 acres of impervious surface, then you've got to be mitigating the runoff there, again, for the phosphorus going into Lake Champlain. And so we have added some better resources for folks subject to that rule.
Great.
Yeah.
Okay. That's huge.
Yeah, it's great.
All right.
Senate Bill 127, so housing. That was like what advocates are calling like the biggest investment in housing in Vermont history.
Wow.
So that's a major one for all of us, everyone. And I'm a co-chair of the Rural Caucus, which is a tripartisan group of like 50 plus legislators. And so we did a lot of trying to like push on making sure as many barriers as possible were removed. Like in the end, we have a lot of like drama on that bill. So that one is great that we all came together on that. And then I'm on commerce and economic development. And so we had a lot of like career and technical education work, workforce development bills, that kind of stuff. And then one close to my heart is the Kids Code, the Age Appropriate Design Code. Yes. So again, Senate Bill S69. And that was one that has been over the last term, it bled into this term, completely rewritten in a lot of ways, working with people from across the country, because this type of bill is heavily fought by big tech and it's nearly always challenged in court. So trying to keep up with that and make sure that we got a strong bill passed, but it's potentially has the best hopes of if the governor lets it go, lets it pass, or signs it, then it has what people are First Amendment lawyers are saying has the best chance of standing up and actually being a model for the country, which is exciting.
Wow.
That's awesome.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're making a lot of good progress.
Yeah. There's one other one. Can I mention?
Yeah.
Something that neither of us are on, but in terms of healthcare,
yes.
as 126, puts us on the road towards reference-based pricing, which is, I think that's a great win. I mean, we have some of the most expensive healthcare in the country and arguably maybe the world. And so this is a method that has been used around the country to help bring down costs. To say that, folks can't be charging more than some percentage of what Medicare, or is it Medicaid? One of those two charges for a particular procedure. So it should be a good mechanism for bringing down our healthcare costs.
Yeah, a lot of good work from the healthcare community.
Yes.
In general.
Yeah, for sure.
And much needed.
Yes. Yeah, for sure.
So that's really great.
Yeah.
So I know you mentioned earlier with the stuff that's maybe taking a little bit longer, that you're sort of looking forward to continuing that in the following session. Are there any other bills or pieces of legislation that you're also looking forward to taking up come January that maybe you haven't already mentioned?
Yeah, I am. So one of the things that I am really passionate about is our solid waste stream and making sure that we are moving towards a more circular economy. I think that is underrated. And so there's a tool to do that called extended producer responsibility organizations. And so we have some of these set up already for things like mercury thermostats or for paint or we just established one for household hazardous waste. Very exciting. But one that I am looking forward to taking up and working on next session is actually looking at the need for one of these kinds of organizations for plastic packaging.
Oh, well.
Yeah, right. Like we have so much unnecessary plastic packaging waste going into our landfill. And I think if we can establish one of these organizations that is responsible for paying for the disposal of those their products at the end of the life of the product, then I think that could move us more in a direction of sustainability. That could reduce that amount of packaging. I think it could be really useful. So I'm excited to take that. Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah, that's really exciting.
Not great for us either as consumers, you know.
Yes.
There's a lot of benefits.
Yeah. Oh, totally.
Working on
Yeah,
plastic.
for sure.
Yes.
That's great.
Yeah. So I mean, so I'm kind of like have the charge from my both from leadership and my committee chair of head down on consumer tech policy. So I spend a lot of time in that. The ones that we're gonna try, we're gonna work on data privacy again. But then the next is like artificial intelligence.
Yes.
There isn't a moratorium at the federal level that's telling states they can't do anything for the next decade. Also working on that with other states to like fight back.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's ridiculous actually. But then the other stuff that I really want to focus on, which is actually the scariest aspect of the privacy piece in my mind, is the advertising technology kind of like space. And continually having conversations that scare the crap out of me, and seeing evidence of when small businesses and even the state governments, I saw a screenshot of, this is horrifying, in general, are paying for, they're told in 2025 that they need to participate in online advertising, whether it's like buying ads from Google or Facebook or, insert big tech name there. And so much of the money is not actually going to getting in front of like our eyes, getting in front of Vermonters' eyes, and are ending up on like child sexual abuse material websites and things like that, or AI generated websites that are there just to spam. And so I don't think people realize, when you're paying for those ads and they end up on those websites, you are actually supporting the operation of those websites. So we need to do better in general. When I talk to big tech, they're like, "Oh, but everybody loves advertising. You don't really want to interrupt that, do you?" And like, yes, I do, because it's actually really gross. And I don't think people realize that both small business money and state taxpayer money now at this point is going to supporting efforts like this, which is not great. So
that's actually horrifying.
So. Yeah, come on for ad tech.
Okay. Well, hugely important.
Yeah.
Thanks for working
Yeah.
on that.
Yes.
Looking forward to hearing the progress.
Yeah.
Everything.
Yeah.
Working on. Wow. Okay. Well, let's switch gears a little bit and play a game. How does that sound?
Great.
Amazing.
Okay, very good. So I think we'll play a quick round of District Delights where you have an opportunity to share some of your local favorites. Does this sound good?
Amazing.
Yes.
Why are you laughing?
Well, okay,
There's
I
so
have to
many,
tell you
like,
that that's just
It's
it.
pressure.
But it is kind of stressful because
It's
there's
really
so
stressful.
many amazing
Right.
places.
You can pick a few if that will make you feel better.
Okay. Amazing.
All right.
That works better for me too, with multiple towns where I'm like, oh boy.
Yeah.
Let's spread the love around.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. So let's get into it.
We love all our local businesses.
Seriously,
Just
all of them.
all of them.
So this is Senator Watson's and Representative Priestley's District Delights. And you're both going to
Again with the pressure.
Yeah, no pressure. Okay. I'd love to start by hearing about the best place to grab a bite to eat.
So many places. Can I just go with all the places in Montpelier?
Oh wow.
I love them.
Total
No, I know.
political pivot there. That's all deflection.
Well, Like, how do you choose?
Okay, what's the first one that pops into your head?
Oh gosh. Well, okay. I mean, I do love the Mad Taco.
Okay.
I love a good Mad Taco.
Good answer.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But if I can also add,
Please.
because I love a good taco, right?
Yeah.
And so I just had a great taco at Chico's Tacos in Middlesex.
Oh.
Yeah, it's across from Red Hen.
Is that in your district?
It is.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. It was so good.
You should just make it stuff
Mexican street corn. So good.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, it was great.
Because you're gluten-free, dairy-free.
Exactly.
Oh,
Yes.
it's extra-
Yeah. Right, exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Very good.
good.
I'm gonna lay on all the gluten and all the dairy. What's Colatina Exit in Bradford. So
Right.
Italian restaurant, pizza, pasta, all this stuff.
So good.
But I actually have to add another town. So Broken Heart Burger is probably my like favorite and Fairly. So
Oh, cool. Okay. I'll add these to my list.
yeah,
Places.
yeah, man.
All right. What about a best place for a morning latte?
Okay, so caveat, I am not a coffee drinker.
Okay.
Right? Tea. So
Okay.
North Branch Cafe.
Yes.
Yeah, so good.
Excellent tea.
Also good for the gluten-free things.
Very true.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have a lot of great stuff.
So great.
Okay. I echo that.
Dandelion root latte. That's my
that's your
go-to.
go-to.
Yes, it's so good.
Mm.
Yeah, people don't know. It's underrated.
Maybe I'll pick that up.
Yeah, you should try one. They're so good.
Okay.
Yeah.
You can get it iced.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, for sure.
All right. I'm in.
Me too.
All right. Yeah, you should try it.
Sunnyside Coffee in Fairly.
Ooh. Okay.
Yeah.
What's your order there?
Ooh, either just like a good iced coffee, or a oat milk maple latte. These abracadabra coffee. That does really good.
Sounds really good.
Yeah, it's-
Okay. All right. I love it. What about the best place to have fun with friends?
Oh, I can jump in. Lake Maury concerts, so they're free on Thursday nights. Awesome lineup that they partner with Catamount Arts, and so they have amazing bands that you would have to pay a ton to see in like big cities, and they just do it on the off green. And then a bunch of food vendors and there's alcohol vendors and stuff, and they just are there for you to enjoy while you're watching the band. So it's great.
Amazing. And that's happening now?
It is happening this summer. I don't know when the first one is. Maybe maybe a couple weeks.
We can find out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm also going to go with a concert venue, which is Camp Mead again in Middlesex. Yeah. Great music. So much fun. Just like getting a picnic blanket out and just hanging out. It's so delightful. Also, the bandstand in Middlesex.
Mm-hmm.
So good.
Very good.
Yeah.
All right. Best place for an outdoor activity. I know you kind of just both mentioned outdoor activities, but maybe you can think of something else.
Yeah. So, like mountain biking or walking or disc golf at, oh my gosh, I've lost it. The granite quarries.
Oh,
yes.
I love
Yeah.
going there.
Oh my gosh, it's so cool.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, and it makes me sad that Rockfire
I
is maybe not
know.
happening.
Did you go to
I
that?
did.
It was great.
It was so great. I mean, it's like a highlight of my summer. So
go.
yeah, I think they're done though.
No.
I know, isn't that
We
sad?
need to tell them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. Bring back Rockfire.
Yeah. It was pretty.
Yeah.
Huge fan.
Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah.
Me too. I didn't run into you, but it was. Wait, did I? Wait, I did run into you.
I think maybe we did.
Okay.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah. Anyway.
For me, probably Wrights Mountain, and then Brushwood Forest, like in Bradford, Fairleigh, West Fairleigh. There's like ton of amazing local town forests that are maintained by local conservation commissions that are just really great. Like easy hikes.
Cool.
Access, that's great. Yeah.
I like that. I like an easy hike.
Yeah.
Keep it chill.
Yeah. Fan show
Good.
oriented. Yeah.
All right. So those are the questions that I have. But if you have any honorable mentions, I know you were a little nervous about leaving anybody out. So if you have any other thoughts for District Delights, feel free.
Oh gosh. Filibuster, Cafe, Hugo's.
Yeah,
So good. Good Measure, Northfield.
Yes.
So good.
I agree.
Yeah.
I've been to all of those places.
Yeah, they're great. I mean, there's great. People should just show up and then they can
Right.
explore for themselves.
Right.
Yeah.
They can figure it out.
Right.
Yeah.
There's so
They
many
should just go.
options.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Woodbelly.
Yes.
Sorry, there's so many.
Wow.
I could.
They have
keep
great
going.
All day.
places.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, they have good gluten-free pizza.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I see that.
Yeah. Right.
So, all right. moving on. That was great. Thanks so much for that. So how can your constituents stay in touch with you over the next few months? Is it still the legislative email? Is that the best way to contact you, or other avenues?
100%.
Yeah.
That's email is definitely the best way.
Okay.
And the legislative email is perfect. So yeah, I'll be tracking that, on into the future.
Cool. You too.
I will say same, although I have priestleyvt.com, which I put like all of my bills that I'm leading or co-leading, and then all of the kind of like media and things that I'm like doing on all of the tech stuff.
Okay.
So like podcast episodes and articles and things like that. So ways for people to engage, which I really need the average Vermonter to like reach out if they're concerned about privacy, because we need to hear from small businesses and individuals in order to help. So I will post details about like the privacy town halls I'm going to do across the state. So very much encourage people to reach out.
Okay, great. So we can link that in the description of this episode.
Awesome.
Yeah. And if people see you out and about at a farmer's market community event, is it okay if they go up and talk to you?
Please.
Yeah.
Okay.
People sometimes apologize.
Yeah.
And they do not need to.
No.
Like if I
love it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
me too. And like if I was bothered by it, I would not do this job. Like I love talking to people, and when people are like, "Oh, hey, there's this thing that I care about."
Yeah.
Like I want to hear the thing that you care about.
Yeah.
I want to hear your ideas.
Totally. I would much rather anytime like get an email asking people if I can make time for coffee than I would getting like a form email that is like something they're not writing themselves. Like, I really I think we do civic engagement a severe kind of like, it's just not, we're not good at teaching people how to engage. So as much as I can encourage that myself, like, and Anne is great at that. Like, we want people to engage.
Oh, totally.
Yeah. Please.
That's a really good reminder, because I do think people get nervous about that.
Yeah.
So it's good to hear from you directly that you want that kind of engagement.
Oh, totally. Yeah.
Amazing. Okay. Well, I feel like we've covered a lot today. So as we close out, I'm curious if there's any last thoughts, messages, anything you want to mention before I let you hit the road.
I would just echo again the like engagement piece. Like my favorite part of the job is like taking people through the building and talking about what people are concerned about. But I really don't hear from constituents enough. Again, like they'll apologize or assume we're too busy. But that's why we're here.
Yeah. Part of the job.
Yeah.
Part of the job. Yeah. I guess I would say, I think things right now are really stressful around the federal issues. And so I would just encourage folks to get involved in their local communities and get to know your neighbors, grow an extra row in your garden to donate, like what can we be doing to support each other, to know each other, and to make a difference in our own communities.
It's huge. I love it. Well, thank you both so much.
Yeah, thank you.
Really appreciate the time, and I'll let you get back to hopefully closing out this legislative session.
Let's hope. It's someday. That'll be done.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And that's our episode. A huge thank you once again to Senator Watson and Representative Priestley for a lively conversation. You can learn more about what bills did and didn't pass by reading our legislative update at vperg.org. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, and rate us 5 stars. If you have ideas for future episodes, reach out to me at jheiden@vperg.org. That's JHEIDEN@vpirg.org. As always, I'd like to thank my fabulous co-producer, Elijah Cushion. My name is Jordan Heiden, and you've been listening to Vermont's Voice. Take care and talk soon.